Hey guys, hello, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Miran Okonkwo. I am a Nigerian content creator based in Minnesota. I make videos regarding productivity, lifestyle, career, and my side hustle. If those are videos that interest you, then consider subscribing and joining the family. Should you decide to subscribe and join the family, make sure to turn on the post notification bell so you'll be notified every time I have a new video up on my channel. And with that out of the way, I'm really excited about today's video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I manage and oversee my three side hustles side businesses along with being a full-time MBA student in the US. I'm really excited about sharing this because I think it's going to be valuable for you, especially if you're planning to study and do some side gigs to get you some extra mullah by the side. You definitely need to watch this video. This video is definitely for you. Starting off, I'll be sharing my top 7 tips for effectively managing my 3 side businesses along with being full-time MBA student. If you guys had watched my productivity vlogs some time back or a couple of them back, you'd know that I had quite mentioned that I usually would leave Sundays and Saturdays for my businesses, and then Monday to Friday school work, Saturday, Sunday businesses. So even on my school calendar, I actually blocked out my weekends. So even if we're having team meetings, unless I am completely free with nothing to do over the weekend, then I would attend such meetings. But I usually just push to have my meetings during the week as opposed to the weekends. That brings us to our first point, which is time management. As a business owner who is multitasking, time management is very, very important. One of the time management metrics that I highly live by is the one where you divide priorities into buckets. So there's the important and not important, there's the important and urgent. I'm going to leave the name of that time matrix. I'm also going to leave a link down below if you're interested and you want to watch some more and learn more on that time management matrix. So the things that I have complete control over, which are important and urgent and of value to my business or my personal development as a student, prioritize highly, and then every other thing will just kind of like trickle down the priority list as need be. So as I mentioned earlier, I would typically have my Mondays to Fridays for schoolwork, and then Saturday, Sunday businesses, and then any assignments I need to complete, reading, and I do all of that on a Sunday. So if you guys want to see what my full week is like, a typical week in my life where I'm managing my businesses, then you should definitely watch this video. This will give you an idea of what happens in my life in a week and how I'm able to juggle being a student and being a business owner as well. So definitely highly recommend watching that video. This would explain everything you need to know about time management. Which brings me to the second point, which is being focused on reality. As much as you're passionate about a business, and then businesses don't grow overnight. Some people are lucky, they come up with an idea, the idea is an amazing idea that solves a problem, and then they go boom. But some people actually have to work really hard at it for at least 2 years before they can start reaping the fruits of their labor or really enjoying the benefits of the business. So with that in mind, you have to be realistic. So if you compare having a full scholarship and an MBA, which would potentially begin getting you 6 figures once you're done, or you get a good job that will get you a good job where you're going to be earning 6 figures at least, and then a business that you're still growing, you can see that your priority should be on your MBA as opposed to your business. So I'm not saying completely disregard your business. Like in my case, I actually had to hire a help to help with my social media posts and everything, and that's why I'm able to juggle this together. So you need to know what is reality, what is realistic, and what is not. And also, when I started my businesses, as you guys know, I started with lashes, but unfortunately right now the lashes are not like my most profitable business. I would say the lash is like a question mark if you're looking at the BCG business matrix, and why my lip gloss wholesale is like my, what is it called, my rising star and my potentially cash cow, but the lashes are not doing so well. So with that in mind, and then after my research, I'm realizing that indeed it's going to struggle a lot because there are a lot of people selling the same lashes. The only difference is just the packaging, lash type, but that is not enough to convince a consumer to buy a lash from you that you're selling for $14 or $10 as opposed to when they can buy like really cheap, even though it's like horrible quality, but they would rather buy the cheaper one than buy. So with that in mind, you have to set your goals. You can't depend on that kind of business. You actually need to depend on what is most profitable and what has the potential of giving you the most profit. I took a financial management class this semester, and they taught us that the present value of anything is the future value of all the cash flows discounted at the risk adjusted discount rate brought down to the present with all things being equal. So if you look at an MBA, the MBA is not giving you what you're going to get like right now, but if you bring the future value down to the present, which is the potential of getting a good job and also the potential of earning 6 figures in the coming like years, or when you work for a little bit, that's a huge MPV, that's a huge value, as opposed to a business that you're putting in a lot of money and a lot of effort, taking your time, and it's not bringing you up to $1,000 on a monthly basis. You can see that the misplaced priority is just not balanced. So you need to focus on what will give you the maximum present value. So even if the goal, if the earning or what you're going to gain is in the future, you bring all the value down to the present value, down to today, and weigh your options. Another thing that has also helped me is having all my information in one central location. So I kind of like have all my pictures, videos, everything. I uploaded them to a drive, and I shared that drive with my social media manager, who is in charge of managing my social media handles. So she goes there, looks for a nice picture, edits them as necessary, and uploads and posts them on our social media pages. That's also helped like massively, as opposed to having to take new pictures every day, every week, or you know what I mean. It's usually very stressful, but just having all the information, all my financials, where we're at, the PowerPoint of like how our social media posts are performing and all of that is just very useful. So I just have a drive on my Google Drive that has like all my business information. I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm just telling you guys, it's always good to have everything in one central location, so you are able to access those information on the go without having to search. The less time you spend looking for stuff, the better it is. And that ties us back to the lean methodology. One of the key tenets is minimizing waste. So the less time you spend looking for stuff, the more productive you are, and the more you're able to maximize success. So that's that. And number 4 that I think has been super helpful is hiring a social media manager. I have like, if I'm counting correctly, I have like 7 social media pages, or maybe 8. So it's very hard for one person to be controlling all the social media handles. It's a lot of work. Also, having your information in one location, just giving an example, like my price list for my makeup services, I actually have them in a folder, and I created like folders on my phone for each of these businesses, like the images when clients for my wholesale business request for pictures of their tubes. It's very easy for me to go to that folder and send it to them. So always make sure you have everything in one central location, or at least divided and organized properly across your devices, preferably on the cloud, so you can access those information on the go. You don't necessarily need to have your laptop with you to be able to access those images. So very, very important. And then focusing on what is most profitable. I already talked about this briefly earlier, but you want to like see, no matter how you say God is going to help you, you have to be realistic. God is going to help you, but you need to also do the thinking. So when you look at your business, you need to focus your energy on the rising star and your cash cow. And then like the dog, which isn't bringing a lot of money, you should be reducing cost on that business. So that's what I'm basically doing. Like my lash business isn't bringing in a lot of money, and that's my dog, the dog of my business. So I'm not completely disregarding it, but I'm just minimizing the cost there. But for businesses like my rising star business, which is the wholesale business, I'm putting a lot of money because I'm getting traction, and it's also profitable too. It's making me more profit than the lash business. So you want to invest your energy and your time in the ones that are most profitable. You can't do everything. You need to like highlight and focus your energy on what is what, and that way you're going to build your competency, your expertise. You're going to grow that business, as opposed to wasting your energy on one that does not have potential. Again, do your research and identify which is your cash cow, which is your rising star, which is your dog, and then make those decisions. If you want to learn more about the BCG business matrix, I'm going to put a link in the description box where you can just go learn a little bit. I'm so happy I'm putting my MBA skills into practice. Like, it feels good. Anywho, the next point I want to also bring up is meeting regularly with anybody who is managing your account. So as I said, I have a social media manager, so I meet regularly with her. If you guys haven't seen my goal for 2022, you should definitely check them out. I'm going to put the link here or here, and then you can go watch it. I've also set goals for my social media manager, and she's expected to meet those on a regular basis, and we're going to be reviewing it every week we meet until the end of 2022. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this will grow our engagement on our social media platform and help us achieve our financial goals for us. Finally, planning and being extremely organized is very, very important. I can't overemphasize this. If you're not organized, if you don't have the planning mentality, you're going to struggle real bad, because for you to be able to multitask, you need to be very, very organized, and you need to be able to plan out your time appropriately. So very, very important. I'm a very big planner. I'm a very big organizer. If anybody knows me personally, they will know that I plan to the T, and that's even how I take my notes. Like if I'm taking notes in class, I'm very, very detail oriented. So you need to be like that for you to be able to. I know some people can wing it, but as I said, I'm not. You need to know the kind of, like, your chi. You need to know, like, your luck level. You understand? Like me, I know that I have to work 10 times harder than a regular person for me to be better than a regular person. So you need to know what works for you, what amount of energy you need to put into whatever you do for you to succeed, and that would be a huge lifesaver. So take time, think about it, think about your life, compare yourself with people. What's the rate of, do you like do stuff and immediately it clicks, or do you have to work extra hard at it for it to click? So whatever it is, success takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of planning, praying, doing the right thing, making a mistake, learning from your mistakes, and moving forward. Mistakes are like, it's inevitable. You're going to make mistakes, but what is most important is that you're learning from those mistakes. You're making sure that you're not repeating the same mistakes in the future, and you're just moving forward. There was something somebody told me one time, that it's always nice for you to start something early enough. Why? So that you can make your mistakes early, learn from them, and correct them. And that's one advantage that Amazon had when it established itself initially. It had a lot of failures, but they did it on time. They had the first mover advantage. They learned all the mistakes, and they learned from all their mistakes, and that's what is positioning them as one of the biggest e-commerce stores in the world. So take from their key learning and implement that in your life today. So I'm so happy I shared this with you guys. Let me know down below if you have a side gig or a side hustle. What are you currently doing as a second stream of income, or just as a stream of income generally? What are your goals for 2022? I look forward to chatting with you guys in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next one. I love you guys.